Hey guys, this is a new series I'm gonna be starting. It's gonna be kind of a story series, and I'm gonna be playing a game in the background. I'm doing these stories, so you kind of ignore the game if you want. This is really just for my entertainment, so let's get on with it. Our story begins in a world where there are blocks, just like this one, as you're seeing now. Our, our story begins in somewhere where we call Minecraft. Our hero wakes up and, ouch, where am I? And then, in the process while he's saying this, he just started rubbing his head, trying to get his bearings. Ugh. Man, that hurt. It said. He said. Then the goddess walks up to him. And she says, "Not from here, are you?" The man answers, "No, I'm not. Can you please tell me where I am?" "You're in Mindblock," she says. "And I am Serena, the god of all things living here. Or you can just call me Serene, for short. It's honestly what I prefer to go by. Your job here, you fell from this world, not really knowing where you're from. She says, "It's quite a tremendous fall you had. You might want to sit down for this." "What's the last thing you remember?" she says. "I just got off work," he says. And then he sort of pauses just for a moment, trying to remember. And he goes, "Aha!" abruptly. He says he went to sleep, and next thing he knows, he's here. That's all he says. "Well, I brought you," the goddess says. "I brought you here because I need you to save everybody. I'm a wretched dragon. And if you get in on this, if you help, I'll make it worth your while. Plus, I'll bring you back home if you don't choose to stay. He agrees and says, what do I need to do? You need to bring all the nations together and save this world from the great catastrophe. He asks, what's the great catastrophe? She says, that for my child, I cannot answer. All I know is that it's really stinking bad. And then she says, if I'll leave you a few abilities to help you out. And just so you know, you are a demi-human, so you shall live forever. And you possess magic beyond your wildest beliefs. She sort of just went poof and left him with that clue. He goes walking in the forest. He sort of he stops, checks himself real fast for food or anything like that. He finds on his hip, there's an axe. He thinks to himself, how peculiar. And then he looks at the item closer. It's glowing. He throws the axe really fast, not knowing what to do. And then he hears a smart aleck remark in his head, telepathically. He says, by the way, I'll be watching what you're doing. And that's not a very good way to treat your things, now is it? He thinks to himself, that's not creepy at all. Then just kind of sighs and goes about his business, collecting materials before dark. Which is coming very fast. And then he's just kind of hoping that the darkness doesn't bring anything else that's troublesome. Brings trouble with it. He slowly just thinks, what do I need for a house? Or some sort of shelter. I can use the trees around me very easily. He sort of just sits there and thinks. She said I had magic. I wonder what type of magic. With that thought, a window as in the type that you would see on a computer popped up. And then the strangest thing yet happens. He said, I didn't know. He thinks himself, potions. All of a sudden, with that thought, the potion menu popped up. And what he would need. He slowly just thinks. He's a third. He's very much a thinker, as you can tell. But he just sort of, he builds the shelter. Then, by the time he's done, night has arisen, and he just sort of sits there in the dark, all alone, until day comes. Which he's hoping it arrives very soon. And he's just looking around. He decides to go outside. What's the worst that can happen, he thinks. Oh, how wrong he was. He discovers that orcs roam these woods and elves. He gets ambushed by an orc. With a single thought, he lights a fire in his palm. With thinking, man, I wish I had a weapon. The orc lets out a loud roar. And then, silence peeks out of the forest. You can hear a couple crows crowing. And that's it. And that would be it for chapter 1. I'm thinking, oh, side note, guys, I'm thinking about doing 1 or 2 chapters, or at least since I feel like stopping every few episodes. So let's get on with this. The orc swings his battle hammer at him and yells, "You do not belong here in my woods, human." Then he looks. Then the orc looks closer. He notices. And he goes, "Oh wait, you're not a human. You're an elf." And then yells still, "What are you doing in these woods? If anything, you should know better than anybody. It's to stay out of the orc woods. These old woods." He thinks to himself, what should I say? And he tries to de-escalate the situation by saying, "Hey, I did not mean to." The orc yells out, "Enough! Tell me your purpose here, elf." He sort of stutters. "Sorry, sir. I I'm kind of new to adventuring. I got transported here from another world by a goddess." I know it sounds ridiculous. Wait, you met Goddess Irene? Well, you should have said so sooner. You're the person we've been looking for. I am? I mean, of course I am. Yeah. Yay. He says kind of nervously. He just kind of hopes. Stands there and hopes for the best. Sooner than he knows it, he's surrounded by orcs. North there, north there, north everywhere. After the orcs yells, "Come on out, guys, he's okay." He's the one that's destined to save us. And then he starts freaking out and says, "Were you guys planning to kill me?" In a yelling voice. And the orc his face originally goes, "Well, that was the initial plan, but plan change." Kind of smiles at him. Cass smiles at him. And, can we spend the night here? Would you mind? Chosen one, he said. Dork says, can the I say, well, he did just sort of try to kill me. And the orc says, I apologize deeply. And I sort of just smile. And say, it's okay, I'm just giving you a hard time. In the process, I'm just sort of laughing. I say, it'll be nice to have some company anyways. Considering I'm new to the area. And I'm so a bit jumpy. It's odd though. I think. How come these orcs are all the way out here? Then I ask. Big question. How come you're all the way out here? Don't y'all like have a village or something? You sort of grinned and said, well, we do, it's just... We were out hunting and kinda got late. I just shrug it off and say, and go with that for now. Accepting what I got. Sorry guys, I'm trying to make things up as I go. The orc recognizes the face. And says, don't worry, we're not gonna try to eat you in your sleep. Get some rest. I look at him funny. And think to myself, should I make him vow? Or is there any way to assure that? He says, Dork notices. If you want to make sure you have my word, and trust me, and ask any of these orcs here, my word is as good as gold. Or, really in this case, silver. Or platinum. Or magnetite. Magnetite? Huh. You don't have magnetite where you're from? Well, it's really valuable here. Where do you come from? I come from a planet called Earth. And a sector called 17. Ah, so you're a more evolved species than us. Well, to be fair, we're essentially just one race on my planet. Do y'all sub wars? York asks. And raises an eyebrow. He says, kinda? In a kind of ominous way. The orc asks, what over? The human says, mostly territory. Oh yeah, by the way, since we're now properly introduced, what's your name? Ragnarok is my blade's name. This is what I was. Truth is what I was after was a blade named Ragnarok. But my name, it is Korago. It's Sam. I know it's a human name, but my parents had a sense of humor. In orc language and Slayer of all. I think to myself, the demi-human thinks himself. Doesn't really sound like much of a sense of humor. The demi-human sort of looks. The demi-human looks around and asks, what is so special about Ragnarok? This blade you're looking for. Well, okay, since you're Lady Irene's guest on this earth, and then to save us from something we don't know about, I'll tell you. We were gonna keep it safe for you, but since how we found you, we're gonna bring you to it. He's the work. Sam kind of just sits there chatting back and forth, and then asks the human, "What's his name?" He says, "Jeff." The orc kind of chuckles, like, "Huh." It's funny. But for which name, the orc says. The Jeff says, it's Jeff, for real. Do you have any idea what that means in orc language and most languages? Jeff says no, kind of like in a clueless voice. It means bringer of death. How cool. So, let me guess, every average name on my planet means something absolutely gruesome on yours at this point? Yeah, pretty much, the orc says. From the looks of it, the orc says. Sam just says, sort of stretches, gets up, and stretches some more. Then he says, hey, would you mind watching over my tents until the other orcs go sleep, since I trust you but not them, in almost due respect. Considering I cannot sense their presence, and I'm pretty good at that. He says, no problem. Don't worry about it, man. And he just looks. Jeff looks at Sam, kind of like, what did you just say? And then the orc catches on and says, sorry, did I say something offensive in your language? He says, no. It's just that I wasn't expecting that, Jeff says. Jeff sort of just thinks about it and says, well, the way we normally talk, it's usually our way of saying no problem. Essentially. Sam says this. Let me know if I say anything offensive. Alright? And Sam kind of smiles. Jeff says, alright, thank you. Again. In a really appreciative tone. Since how it's getting late where I am, I'm gonna call this it for now, guys. Have a good night. And that was the end of chapter 2. Wait till tomorrow for the next episode, or until I wake back up. Thanks, bye.